What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking apart our 125cc mini Jeep. We're going to be stripping everything down to the frame so that we can modify it and put in a CG250 engine. I've had a question from a lot of YouTube videos and it's just been so repetitive lately. You guys want to know how fast the mini Jeep is in stock form. So I have my helmet and the GoPro and I downloaded a speedometer app. So before we dismantle this thing and take it apart, let's go see the top speed, and then when we come in, the mini Jeep is coming apart. Alright guys, I think she's a little cold, so I'm going to do a few laps around the property and warm it up a little bit, and then I'll get back with you guys in a second. Here goes. So I didn't let it go extra long. If we decide to use this in something else, I want to still have the 125. You know, it's at least usable. Wow. Welcome to the shop, everybody. I know it's been a minute. It's actually been like 6 months probably for y'all. Anyways, so right here on this beautiful whiteboard, I drew out a plan of the project. Oops. Okay, so this right here is our 125cc mini Jeep. And as you can probably imagine, step one, we're going to remove the plastic or fiberglass body off of the mini Jeep. Step number two, we're going to remove the 125cc motor off of the trailing arm, and I'm going to sell it so that A, I can get a little extra cash, and B, the guy I'm selling it to is looking for a motor to put in a 50cc pocket rocket. Those things are cool, but they're severely underpowered. So it might be another video. You might want to subscribe. So next on the list, we mainly have two options. The first being we could modify the original trailing arm so that we can fit the new motor, or the trailing arm itself is going to get a massive redesign. It's going to be one of these two options. Well, I think you guys can guess what's next. Let's go get the body off. Alright guys, so we just got all of the little accessories off of the mini Jeep, and as you can see, we've got nothing but the body, the wheels, and the frame. The mini Jeep is already so much easier to work on. Look at all that space down there. So the next step now is to take all of the little bolts off of the mini Jeep that are holding the body to the frame. That should allow us to just lift the body like right off the mini Jeep. That's what I saw in a video of a guy who did it with the front engine model. I'm pretty sure it'd be very similar with the rear engine. Let's go do that next. so a couple of things to note. Number one, you have to take off the brackets. Otherwise, you'll never get the body off. Number two, it's so much easier if you just undo a tie wrap and just clip it, and you can work with your wires so much easier. Now, after the fun little party under the dashboard that I had off camera, we should be able to lift the entire Mini Jeep body right off the frame. Wow. That's one way to do it. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. Okay. Dang. Yeah, this is going to be easy. Okay, guys. So as you can see here, the project is actually starting to move along. I would say getting the frame off was a little bit of a pain, but to be honest with you, check out how simple this is. I think it's just so cool that you have your motor right there. That's where you sit. You got your steering wheel, your shifter, your gas pedals, and then you have your gas tank and your front shocks. And I mean, to be honest, it's really not that complicated. It looks complicated, but I don't really think it's that bad. So step 2 is to take out the motor. So the first thing we're going to do is disable the shifter, and then we're going to disable the ECU box, and then probably take out the muffler next. And after that, we'll deal with the carburetor. So in theory, we should be able to disconnect the motor from its mounting brackets and hopefully have the motor drop down, and then we can be able to catch it with like a jack stand or something like that. Who knows what'll happen with all this Chinese mess right here. That should be fun. Time to see what happens, I guess. So here we go. That is all of the electric stuff out of the box. So now I can move on to the next thing. Alright, so we just got the motor out of the Mini Jeep. So now let's go ahead and clean it up, make it look kind of nice. And then tomorrow I'm going to meet up with my buddy, and I think he'll have a pretty nice motor for his pocket rocket. So here's the motor.
Dude, that's clean.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we got the carburetor for it.
Okay.
Again, it's just a semi-automatic, 3 speeds.
So a lot more wires than I was wanting.
Yeah.
So this is
your breather tube.
Yeah. Is it electric start?
Yes.
There's no pull start?
There's no pull start, unfortunately.
Oof. I'll have to figure that out.
Sorry.
Well, I'll show you my bike and see what I have to deal with.
Dude.
So, I have to find a way to fit that in that.
Oh man. Yeah, I should have brought a tape measure, but
I don't think it's gonna fit up front.
oh no, dude. Dang it.
So we're gonna have to extend this rear trailing arm out something fierce.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice. Awesome. Well, everybody, I got some neat news for you guys. We just got what hopefully is the final thing that we needed to order for this motor to work. And you guys finally get to see what it is. Boom. One shiny, brand new exhaust system for the CG250 engine. But there's a little tiny problem, or maybe a big problem. You see, you take the exhaust like this, and you put it down to where you can see the old one. Yeah, it's a little bit big, just a smidge. So, yeah. Hey, what's up? Oh, nothing much. The exhaust is gonna have to get modified because it's downright massive. Let me get you a picture of where the exhaust is like next to the old one. Well, it turns out the muffler is gonna need some slight modifications to get this thing to work. So I think I'm gonna add this to the list for whenever I go to work on the Jeep with my buddy. And we're gonna try to modify this muffler to get it to fit in there. Alright, so it's a new day at the shop today. We are tidying things up and getting everything ready to load up and go up to my friend's place. And I thought it would be a great time to reveal who that person might be. What a coincidence. So Noah and I are going to be teaming up to work on this project. And no, this is not the same Noah that I go mountain bike riding with. So with that being said, there is one last thing that we need to do before we can move this project forward. We need to take the 250 and put it under the mini Jeep like it's going in there. And we're gonna see if this was a great, awesome idea or the most horrendous idea ever. Am I nervous? Maybe a little bit. So without any further explanations, let's go find out and see. Enjoy this music while we painstakingly try to squish the shocks down and put the engine at an angle. Y'all check out this fun little mess that we had going on. All this just to get the shock absorbers squished down and the motor to be tilted at an angle. Although it gives us an idea, it's not really that big of a help because there's that. We don't know the tilt of the motor. We don't know how far back it's gonna sit. And we don't know if we're gonna have to cut this or if we're gonna have to cut this. Well, it turns out it's not all fun and games anymore, like we thought. This is not exactly off to the races yet, that's for sure. So, I gotta stop the episode soon because I know this one is probably not that long. The next episode, I can probably promise you, it's gonna be like 30 minutes long. And so, there's gonna be some serious stuff going on with this little mini Jeep. And this motor, for not being something that's crazy, not the biggest, craziest engine swap, it's still gonna be a pain in the butt. We're gonna make it work somehow. We gotta get a reverse gearbox in there, and we have to fit the giant 250 muffler in this tiny little trailing arm here. I'm kind of at a loss for words, to be honest, because if you can imagine, there is a huge amount of thought going into this. So, yeah. Guys, I want to thank you so much for following my channel and wanting to watch a crazy build like this. I think it's hilarious. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As far as today goes, I got to try to get that clamp off and try not to explode the shock absorber. That wouldn't be fun. But as far as all that goes, the next episode should be coming soon. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.